Am I up yet? Welcome. First, what's this? The first episode? First of many. Stewie, Jay, OP. OP just got a new nickname, dog. Kev just gave that boy a new nickname. OP. How you feel about it?
I love it.
You was throwing up gang signs and shit?
No, I was not throwing up no gang signs. We don't throw gang signs around.
So what was it?
What I threw up?
Yeah, you was like, I like that, all that.
Oh, you mean? I was like, yeah, man, that's OP, man, 337. That's just shouting out where I'm from, 337.
Yeah,
like only people from the 337 will understand like what it's like.
Exactly.
Being.
Yeah, that's
like, we really got that.
This that 337 connection right here.
Y'all,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, 337 boys.
Yeah, you've been waiting on our guest to come in. Why y'all ain't tell me I had the powdered donuts on my lips?
Hey, brother,
I just saw it on the camera, man. You gotta look out for me.
I think we did that on purpose.
Damn.
Jamil did that on purpose.
Real quick though, right?
Yeah,
at least it went 30 minutes in.
Thank you. Welcome again. Let's introduce the cast, man. Let's get into it. Stu, what's up?
What's up, bro? Chilling, man.
Tell the people about yourself, man. Ladies, man, tell them what's up.
I don't have no women. if you out there single, get at your boy. I might take you on a date. I might not. We could just have a good time, you know, chill, vibe, you know.
Tell them about you keep telling us about your hoop game.
Oh no, I mean, Stu from Franklin, Louisiana, you know, Hanson Memorial, private school boy. That's about it though.
Jay,
too much. I try not to do too much.
Jay, the statistician, the web designer, the do it all for us. What's up with that? Let us know what's up.
I'm Jamil. I'm Miss Do It All. Originally from Dallas, Texas. Doing that right now. I do sports reporting for Tiger TV at LSU. Gonna be a senior. Yeah.
Go ahead, OP.
My name is Ron. I'm from Opelousas, Louisiana, small town. Shout out everybody back there. Whole 337 really. I do a lot of social media stuff for Mic'd Up and the Culotta show and with my dogs and man. For real. We getting in it.
That's right. Hey, but look, I appreciate y'all. Y'all know how we work. I appreciate the time we put in to try to get this show going and put it out on the right foot. Shout out to EFF Digital, Jordy, everybody, man. This has been a project in the making. And look, this ain't our original set. So we about 3 weeks away from what's going to be the Rohan Davey set. We're going to call that thing the Cypress Hemp Studio. That's exactly where we're going to be moving to. And give us about 3 weeks, man, and we're going to be in there. We're going to have all the aesthetics, all the jerseys, everything that you guys see in Jay's studio. You're going to see the exact same things in ours. Let's get into it. What we got up?
Get right. So, Ro, I know your boy Jimbo and Nick had a few words for each other last week.
Hot topics, dog.
How you feeling?
Hot topics, dog.
How you feeling,
Hot topics. Let's get into that right now. What we talking about right now is, you know, myself, I played for Coach Jimbo Fisher, and I also played for Coach Nick Saban at the twilight of my years at LSU, transferring from Coach Jerry DiNardo. And I've spoken about this a couple times. We gotta turn the air up down in here, dog. Damn. I've seen Coach Saban, honestly, get into a few spats with coaches, with players. And the one person, honestly, and everybody know Jimbo's my guy, but the one person that I've never seen back down is Jimbo Fisher, right? So for Coach Saban to go into the kind of rant that he did, but I think it was a very strategic, a very planned rant on his part. I don't know if the name calling part, I think somebody might have slipped him a Mickey or slipped him something before he got on that podium. Because for him to call out Jimbo and then call out Deion Sanders, which has put all his efforts into trying to revitalize the HBCU and trying to bring notoriety and some platform to those guys at the HBCU level, for him to call them guys, and especially for him to call them guys out after dog. Coach Saban been winning the damn recruiting war and the recruiting battles for years now. Do we really think that he's winning those without the under the table deals that's now on top of the table? I mean, it's college football. You've been dominating the sport recruiting wise and coaching wise for a while now. So my thing is, damn, you talk about parity and you want everybody to catch up. Well, parity is happening. You know what I mean? Parity is happening when it comes to the Texas A&Ms, the Clemsons, the Ole Miss, these teams that used to be in the middle of the pack, and now these teams are now stepping up to the plate because of NIL. And the question, and that's why I said when he was at this meeting that he was having, it was for boosters. You know what I mean? It was how you talking about somebody else's money and you there begging for money. You there trying to get these people to, or you trying to let them know, listen, these guys, the reason why they took 4 of the top 8 guys that we were going after, and they are edge rushers and they are defensive players, it's because they got more money. It's because they offered these guys more money. Their NIL deals were better. So open up them checkbooks and let me get this money. You know, whether it was that angle or the angle of trying to, like he said, get some kind of parity for the NCAA or the federal government, whoever the hell, to come in and regulate what they're doing with the money. I say this, man, you better catch up.
That's all it is too.
Catch up. You got to catch up, and while you catching up, understand what the rules are, because he knows the rules. He told them all that Saturday night that this is what's going on, this is what's going on, this is why they got these guys, this is why they got these guys. It's hey, long money always gonna win, dog. Long money always gonna win, and for him to come out and target those coaches, target those guys because he lost Hunter, because he lost the 4 edge rushers or the defensive players. I mean, it just says a lot about, it points to everything that's changed. You think about Coach Saban and he talk about when things change in college football. It changes when offenses were going fast, when that bust on the scene and offenses were going fast and he couldn't line up defensively and he could not strategically set his defense to what personnel was coming out on the offensive side. That was a problem for him. He made us think about that. Same thing going on here, in my opinion, with this NIL situation. They not winning and then losing. He wants to make us think about that. So, you know, it's that wow syndrome to me. I don't need to hear all that crying.
And he lost last year. I think that's the thorn in his side. Like Jimbo beat him last year. He ain't feeling that. Like that's something that's like really getting at him. So he had to come out before the season, before the summertime start, to kind of throw a little jab at Jimbo because he knew he was gonna get under Jimbo's skin.
Didn't Steve Spurrier say something too about that situation?
Yeah, all them coaches chimed in on that. Lane Kiffin chimed in too. Lane Kiffin was like, Lane Kiffin said his mouth was still wide open. It was 7 o'clock and he's still looking at the television. And the press conference was at damn 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I mean? So all those coaches chimed in because they were surprised at what happened with Coach Saban saying that. Because if you think about Coach Saban, everything that he does is very calculated, and it's to move the needle in his direction, in his favor. So I don't know if what his motive was. I would love for him to let us know what that was, or to come out so we can find out. I don't know what his motive was, whatever his motive was, it was definitely something that he planned, in my opinion, just from playing for him and knowing him as you know, friends. So shit, if he's gonna come out and do that every time, now come back and backtrack and try to call Jimbo. You know, that I talked to Jimbo personally about this, and their friendship was a friendship that was more professional.
Yeah, business. You
know what I mean? Professional. Not we gonna spend time in the off season and with our families and all that bullshit. It was, you know, very professional. You coach for me. We learn from each other. That type of thing. We know each other's bullshit also. I know your bullshit, you know mine. So why would you bring that up? You know what I mean? Why would you open up that can when now They gonna dig into your shit. So now they gonna dig into all the bullshit. Guys could come out that's disgruntled with you, could come out and say all kind of bullshit. Guys that you just offered that bag to that didn't take it and went somewhere else and took the other bag. Now they could come out and say, you know what I mean? It's just all that shit. So why not keep all that in house?
And Nick can't act like all them Bama players driving Chargers and and Hellcats around campus is just no money. You know what I mean? Like that. Like, come on, Nick. Like, just chill. Like, just take your loss and go about your life, and move on to next season.
Yeah, we gonna move on from him too, because it's gonna be a lot of. I'm sure this saga with those two is not gonna stop. It's gonna be something that continues. They gotta play each other when it's August 8th, November 8th, something like that. They gotta play each other this year in Alabama. We'll be in the building. And, you know, that's going to be another hype thing. And that's the other thing. You don't know if he's trying to bring notoriety that is trying to. But the one thing I do know from that little incident for him, he definitely helped out Jimbo Fisher. And he definitely helped out Deion Sanders and definitely helped out all these other coaches throughout. Because now that's a recruiting ploy now that they can use against him. You know what I mean? Jimbo, now he looks stoic standing up there in front of the press. It's rare. We talked about that coaches get an opportunity to actually stand up for your program, stand up for your players, and it's not in a negative content or they've done something that now I got to go and I got to clean it up. This is actually, he had an opportunity to stand up there, and it was created by Coach Saban with what he said. Now he can go up there and you standing up for your players, you're standing up for your new players that you just recruited that's coming into your program, your recruits that's coming in that you're recruiting now for the following 2023, 24, 25, they see that. Their parents see that. Their parents are like, hell yeah, I want my kid going up there. If he's going to stand up for my child in front of the national media, of course he's going to make sure my child is good when he gets there to school and all those type of things. So I think it was a plus for A&M and for Deion Sanders in Jackson State. You know? What other topics we got up there, man? Cause we gonna fall. We gonna leave that one alone for now. For real.
You been watching the NBA playoffs?
Of course.
How you felt about that game last night?
Who played?
Celtics Heat.
Who?
Celtics Miami.
Dog. Yeah, I watched that game, man. The Heat is my team.
Oh yeah.
The Heat is my team. You know that. The Heat is my team.
Yeah, forget you're a Florida boy.
Come on, man. You know I was disappointed, man. Of course, the Heat is my team. We gotta get back on track.
Yeah, y'all came out like the Heat came out strong.
Yeah, that's because old boy came out strong.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler. Yeah, Jimmy Butler.
Was comparing him to Jordan, you know, and like I like Jimmy Butler, dog. I really do. He's tough. He's everything that Pat Riley and all them boys. He plays tough defense. He backs down from no one. But I don't think I mean, Jimmy Butler is a streaky player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a streaky player. He's a solid, definitely a great defender, solid player. But he's a streaky player, and I think he got real hot early, fizzled off a little bit, and now, listen, he got to come with it.
Yeah.
He got to do Jimmy Butler, you got to damn come with it. Jimmy Butler got to come with it, dog. Like the Heat, Tyler Hero got to come with it. They got to come with it. I think they're going to show up, though. I think they're going to show up. They definitely got to do something about Jason Tatum. And, you know, the thing is so crazy because these are my two teams. You know, I was in Boston for so long, went to a bunch of games, loved the Garden, loved this. I mean, I fell in love with baseball in Boston. And Kev would be able to talk about that when he come on. But, but I'm definitely Heat with this one. And we gotta come with it. When is what we in game 6? We got game 6.
Yeah, I think game 6 next. Yeah, 3-2, huh? 3-2.
We down.
Yeah, it's when I go home
it's
now.
When I go home.
Boston
it's when I go home.
that.
But you know what you do? What?
Boston taking
It's
that.
not going back to Miami.
Yeah,
Y'all Boston fans?
I'm not a Boston
Pelicans
fan, but Jason Tatum is tough.
Jason Tatum is tough. Jason Tatum is tough, but Jimmy Butler tough. Shit, we done beat him the first two.
I'll give him that.
Y'all 3 right now.
Yeah,
I understand that, but look what I'm saying. All they got to do is come back and listen. The pressure is on Boston to close it out, dog.
True.
The pressure is on Boston to close that shit out. Whereas as in Boston,
yeah, it's in Boston.
Is the pressure's on Boston to close it out at home. Listen, Boston don't want to go back to Miami either.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, even though they beat them.
Why?
Why? They don't want to go back, Kev. That's Kev. Y'all hear Kev? They don't want to go, Kev Boston all the way. Kev Boston all the way. But look, you already know everybody at the crib, 305-786. You already know. We Heat fans up in here all day. I should have worn my damn Heat hat in here. Yes, it's my two teams, but I'm a Heat fan first. Then it's the Boston Celtics. Then the Hornets Pelicans. Or the Pelicans. Them from down the street. That's only because I'm here though. I don't really like what's going on down there. That's
Why
only
not? What's wrong with the Pelicans?
Nah, they not. Pelicans, Zion got to come with it,
He
man.
coming back. His foot getting better.
Zion got to come with it. I'm going to give him a mulligan for this past year, but Zion got to come with it. I got to see a whole lot more out of school. But they got some young gunners now. They got some young gunners. They do got some young gunners. The point guard that they drafted is a really good player. Like, they going to come. But let me tell you what it, when I was in, I played arena ball for the Cleveland Gladiators, right? And we played in the same arena that LeBron played in. And I know I definitely understand the expectations of Zion because they was comparing it to when they drafted LeBron. And I was just so happy when I was there in Cleveland when he just, the whole downtown, the whole revitalization that he did of downtown Boston because of just, it's LeBron. You know what I mean? It's one of the greatest, and it's the mega everything that he brought to the table is the same way that I know New Orleans thinking about Zion, and I know they got derailed because of the injury, and now it's is he gonna come back and be the same player? Is he come back and do this? Now I done seen the boy in warm-ups doing 360s, where he doing backflips, and then flipping and jumping over, pedestrians and all that. So I expect him to come back and be, that same double. I think he was averaging like 20-something before he got out and double figures in rebounds. But they need that because you know why? He's that draw. You know what I mean? He's that superstar draw that every organization needs and wants to feel it, to revitalize the downtown area, to do all the things that LeBron did to Cleveland. So if Zion could come back the way he was before he got injured, I think that they'll be all right down there. But right now, they're not rolling like that, dog.
He's made the playoffs.
Yeah, but that was all right. Fluke Gazy.
You watching other series too? You watching the Warriors Mavs?
Yeah, Steph Curry.
So you with Steph on that
Not
one?
too much.
You with
Not
Steph?
too much.
I'm
from
Steph.
Dallas.
Yeah, she's
Not
from
too
Dallas.
much.
Yeah.
I already told her about this. I'm with Steph Curry.
Yeah, I don't think I could go against him either.
I'm with Steph Curry, Clay, Draymond. I'm with them, man. Listen, you understand? And listen, all them championships and all that Golden State, Steph ain't never won no MVP.
It's true.
You know that Steph ain't never won that. You know what I mean?
The Finals MVP,
Yeah,
he never won. Oh yeah,
that.
Iguodala got it.
And KD.
Oh wow, yeah.
What you think Steph mindset is right now? Steph, huh?
He said, I'm getting that.
It's over with for Dallas. Let me just tell you that right now. I know you over there talking about, hold on. Yeah, hold on. It's over with. It's over with for Dallas. You understand me? I don't know if it's the next one or when, but listen, matter of fact, it's the next one. That's tonight, right?
Yeah.
They done.
Yeah,
done.
I think it's over.
They about to go. They about to chill.
They gonna try to take it.
Steph ain't going back to Dallas.
Of course they gonna try. Yeah, them boys is not going back to Dallas. Draymond ain't going back to Dallas. You know who gonna burn them up tonight though?
Poole.
Who?
Jordan Poole.
Clay, man.
Clay gonna burn him, you think?
Clay has been quiet a little.
Yeah, Clay haven't been playing how Clay can play.
Listen, Clay been having girl problems.
Oh yeah.
You understand me? Clay,
That's what happened to D-Book.
Yeah, but Clay gonna come out of it. Clay been having girl problems. He used to dealing with the models and dealing with this and dealing with that. He been having a little issues. He done canceled one because she did something on Facebook. He private, so he done canceled her. He focused. He done rubbed his bulldog. He ran. Clay ready to go tonight. Watch. Y'all going home, Jay. You better drink some more wine. Y'all going home. Real.
I don't know.
I'm not even too.
I'm kind of on the Luka. Like I see what Luka could do some things.
When underdogs win.
I usually root for the underdogs too, but Luka's good. Luka's very good.
Yeah.
Everything around him.
Luka's ready to go back cross them waters though.
Slovakia.
That's where
Slovenia, I think. Slovakia. I don't look. I corrected myself, bro.
We try to get it right on here, dog.
I tried
Just
to
like
first
if
take
I mess up too, you gotta tell me you can't be saying Slovakia in the
Slovenia. He is
disrespectful
Slovenian.
to them people. That's like if you call me Bahamian and I'm Jamaican. I'm not nothing wrong with Bahamian, but I'm Jamaican.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
got you.
Yeah.
Luka going off tonight though.
All right, give me a prediction, Jay. How much what he gonna drop tonight? Cause he need 50.
Yeah, he gonna need 50.
35 ain't gonna cut it.
It's gonna be probably 35. But everybody else got to come to play too. But that's not gonna do it against Steph Curry and them.
He got to do like 40,
Unless
45.
he do what he did in what game was that? Game 3.
Yeah.
But he got to keep that up the whole game. If he do that, he gonna have like 70 points.
But I don't think he can do that.
Well, he gonna have to go and get 70 points because I told you it's gonna take 50 for him to be in a special. He got to have a special night tonight, and just change the trajectory. That he has to have a special night, and they have to play defense.
Yeah,
like they have to show up and play defense and hold that number down tonight. That offensive number for them boys been way too high.
Because the Worlds are going on a streak.
Listen, they gonna focus on Steph. Clay gonna kill him, and what's the other one you said?
Jordan Poole.
Him right there. He gonna be slashing and dashing.
Mm-hmm. And what's his name? Who dunked on
the? Wiggins. That's the one. That's the one.
Boy, dog, did you see that dunk by Swiggy?
It was
my God, that was on your boy. Hey, it looked like he got in the air, right, and then like. Somebody was under him and threw him up about 5 more feet.
It was crazy.
And Luka looked like, I'm not used to seeing this. Luka looked like, I'm not used to seeing men fly like this. And he just turned his back. That's all he could do, dog. That's all he could do. That was one of the, besides that, what's the boy name that played for Golden State? DeAndre something. You remember when DeAndre caught that alley?
DeAndre Jordan.
Remember when he caught that alley?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who it was against, but he threw it down. That right there is in the same category, in the same boat.
He winded back and put it on his head.
Yeah, but you know what? You know why?
You ain't gotta put it up there.
If
you ain't gotta play it.
If y'all think about Wiggins though, right?
You know I'm about to.
Wiggins, what year Wiggins in? He got to be like in year 8 or 9.
He got drafted in 2014.
So what year he in? Hey, you telling me when he got?
Years.
You telling me when he got drafted? How many years he been in the league?
About 8.
Okay, say he been in the league 8 years. You know what the difference is though? Why he was able to body that boy like that? He bigger. He done put on weight. He done got stronger. Wiggins came to the league. He was like JJ from Good Times. It was a stick.
That's why he didn't live up to the expectations so early because he was so small.
For real.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you. He done put on some weight. He done got in that weight room and he done matured. His body done matured. So now when you in the air and you get hit, you don't go backwards.
Right.
Now you could go forward because you got that mass. That's why he bodied that boy, your boy Luka.
And plus in Golden State, he got
Luka not even worried about that.
Huh?
In Golden State, Wiggins got a way better role. Like in Minnesota, he had to be the number
Too
one.
much. Yeah, you right.
Minnesota,
hey, Kel, you might be right. OP all right. He know what the fuck he talking about. He all right, dog. He all right. You right.
Ain't got nothing to do down there, bro.
We got to watch old highlights. So yeah,
Right.
that's all we be doing.
Hey, no, you right. You 100% correct. His role, and that's why he also turned into a better defensive player too.
Yeah, because he could lock up while Curry and Clay did his scoring.
Yeah, 100%. But that's it. I'm gonna tell you. Well, the end. So go ahead, Jay. You. What's your prediction for the night? Since you the Dallas fan, ain't nobody else in here no Dallas fan. Since you the Dallas fan, what
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's your prediction for the night? Put that up there, dog.
You ain't gotta do all that. I mean,
What you talking about? This?
That right there. Look.
Oh. Even Luka said it was a nice dunk.
What's the
What
night?
the hell else he gonna say?
Yeah. You're right.
What he gonna say? Come on, give me a prediction, dog.
I think Dallas will win tonight, but they're probably gonna lose Game 6, the next game. I think because tonight's Game 5. I think they're gonna win Game 5.
I think y'all going
They're gonna try
home.
to drag it out a little bit.
I see where you're going with it.
But realistically, I know Dallas is not going to win the series. I know that. I know that. But I mean, if they do, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody.
We're not even gonna respond to that.
Yeah, we don't even want to hear it.
We're not even gonna respond to that because we asking you for a prediction, dog. Like, what's the score gonna be? We don't want to. We know that you think they're gonna win. What you think the score gonna be?
It's gonna be
we
another
talked
high
about
score.
what?
It'll be another high score.
So y'all ain't gonna play no defense again.
They not neither then if it's gonna be a high score.
That, I mean, they don't play defense. They just
Yeah.
outscore you.
That's yeah.
You know what I mean? They just outscore you. So we'll see. We'll see.
We can get sent home tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. But look, just like we talked about, man, y'all been hearing me talk about my guy. He in the background talking so much too about OP and all this. So we gonna so look, we're gonna take a quick little break. And then when we come back, we're gonna bring the dog back in here, man, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna chop it up a little bit. So join me, we'll be back on where my at. We got wings. We back. We back, baby. We back or what? We back? Listen. We got wings. Had to take it to the break. Woo! Look, we back. And look who's with us. Look who is with us.
Check me out, bro.
What up, Kev?
Man, chilling, laying low like a roach, trying not to get stepped on.
Are you real low?
Shit, you already know. I'm trying to sleep up a little bit, step up a little bit.
Dog, really, really, really good to have you here, my dog. You already know. We're going to get to it. What's been up, bro?
Man, when you called, it was like, you know what? Why not? Let's go ahead and do this. I've been quiet for a while, been laying low, doing me.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
Personally, yeah, it's time.
Yeah. And so, first off, listen, I want everybody to understand who and what. First off, that we have here. I'm gonna start it off for me personally. I met Kev on my recruiting trip. I heard of Kev and seen Kev while I was in Miami, just watching football. You know what I mean? So LSU started recruiting me, and David Kelly. Hey, your host is going to be, when you come on your recruiting trip, your host is going to be Kevin Faulk. And I was like, shit, all right, because I was like, to me, coming there, I always, when you come out of high school and they recruit you, and the same for you, you want them to see like how important you are. You know what I mean? So when they like, shit, we putting you with K Faulk, I like, shit, they want me. They want me because they put me with the man. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't going to put you with just anybody. They could put me with anybody. Sparacino, anybody. Herb, they put me with the man. So that was like my first, as far as like looking at LSU and seeing Herb and seeing you and then coming on my recruiting trip and y'all showing me, and I mean, we're going to go into it more, but you showed me the ropes, you know what I mean? Like from day one, what to do, how to go, how to move, who to holler, who to do. You know what I mean? So my thing for you is that is like, and of course, the relationship I had with you and the fam, but how was that embedded in you like that, my dog? Like how did you just take to me that way and was so generous, so humble, so everything you was at that time for me? What was not just behind it, but take me into like you know what I mean? Like your heart at the time, and for me at the time, because everywhere I've been, you've been, and you always been that big brother. You know what I mean?
Growing up, how my mom and dad raised me, how they taught me, and I'm pretty sure OP know what I'm talking about right now. It's just where we come from, where we came from is how our people taught us. When you got somebody coming in or, somebody that's new, you show them around.
Yeah.
If they look at you as a leader, you show them around. You make sure that they're comfortable. You make sure they understand that they are in the right place. They are with the right people.
Hey, dog, I'm going to tell you, and, you already know Dottie and how my mama feel about you. My mama was so concerned, dog. Like, when I first came to school, she was so concerned. And then Coach Kelly told her about you and Mosquito. You know what I'm saying?
Your two best friends.
Right. That's why I'm telling everybody, y'all two the best two people I know. And it's so crazy that everybody see the same thing, man. But I know we've all been through our trials and tribulations with everything that we've dealt with, you know what I mean? Like, we know everything that you've been through that's been documented, and, everything recently and everything that's been going on. So my next thing to you is, how's everybody doing, my dog? Like, how are you doing? How's the family doing? How's big sister Tish doing? Pops, Ricky, everybody. Everybody good?
Still an ongoing thing, bro.
Yeah.
When you never expect to bury one of your kids.
Yeah.
Never, ever. But when it happens, got to own up to it. You got to man up. You got to be who you are. Continue the faith that you have in God. Trust in Him. Understand that He has you. And things may not be well for a while. But at that time, He wants you to understand what's going on. Like right now for me, the number one thing for me is I know I should be coaching somewhere right now. But
we're going to get into that too, my dog.
but I have to make sure that my family is all right. And that was the number one thing. I had to pass up a couple of jobs, a couple of interviews to make sure that my wife and family was all right to, to be good. But I understand that. I think my mom and dad from a younger age and instilling in me trusting God, having faith in God, and understanding that believing in the unthinkable, believing in the unseen.
Hey, what they say is all the dream till it happens, huh?
Yes, indeed.
It's all the dream till it happened, dog. And I tell a story about you all the time with when we were at the Super Bowl. And, it was just when we were in the Super Bowl in, where was that? Philly, in Jacksonville. And I had my godparents out there, and they had Austin, which Austin's now a grown man, and they all was there. We was getting ready to go over to the stadium for media day, and we were all getting on the bus, and you thought Austin was getting on the bus with me, but I ain't had no stroke. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like I could tell Austin to get on the bus to go over. I didn't know what the regulations was or none of that. I was trying to stay in my lane, and you was like, where he going? Man, tell that man to come on and get on the bus with us. And I don't even know if you remember that, dog, but I promise you, that day, that thing and that kid getting on that bus and riding over to the Super Bowl with us and was able to sit in there and be in there with you and Willie Mack and 12 and you know what I mean? Like that's something that kid, he's a 35-year-old man right now, and he's still, that's like the highlight of his, or one of the highlights of his, life. And he's a sports fanatic, and that's one of the highlights of his life. And, there's countless acts, dog, that I've personally seen you perform. And Twink Dog and Timo, they all talk about this stuff all the time. We sit around too, so man, shout outs to Mr. G, man, and Moms, man, and what I'm saying, you for who you are, who you've been, and not just to me, dude, like for everybody. You know what I mean? Like for everybody.
Again, back to like my mom and dad. My dad always taught me, it's good to be rich in money. You can have money, but I love being rich in people.
Yeah.
And I never understood that until I got older. Till around now. And being rich in people is a whole lot more invested in. It's an investment.
Yes, and it's a whole lot more gratifying.
Yes, indeed.
It's a whole lot.
Exactly. To see the smile on that kid's face.
Oh, man.
To see the smile on any person's face when you do something positive for them. That's what makes me happy. I'm good.
Right.
God has blessed me with a really good life. Now, my thing is to pass it on to someone else.
Right. And that's how we pay it forward. You're right. That's how we pay it forward. And I'm going to tell you, dude, you know me, man. You know me from when I was 17 and 18 and now today. You've known me for over 23 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? And the pay it forward mentality, the pay it forward, is just like paying your tithes. You know what I mean? It's just like paying your tithes. Me and my girl, we listen to gospel in the morning, and it's a song that comes on. And when she's singing and she say, I pay my tithes and I could go have a little fun with it. And I think that's the mentality and the approach that I've tried to take. And Kev, you already know what kind of fucked up individual and knucklehead that I was coming into the league and coming into college and going and all that, and the maturity and how I've maturated and changed.
That's why God put people in your life.
Boy, blessing, man.
At the right time, when you need it.
Yeah, and I've been fortunate to have y'all, bro. Like you, Rondell, Skin Dog, Cleve, Black, which is Cecil Collins, Herb T when I was there, it was, you know, it was always y'all older guys that I gravitated towards besides the guys that were in my class. Because I always wanted to, like, dog, you don't even understand. Like, that all eyes on me shit, all eyes on me, and all that. When I first came, you know, boy, I'm a pop man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I seen that, you know, boy. So when I saw that and all that, that's what we as coming in at that time was striving for, was, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's what we want to be on that platform. We want to change. We want our class to change the trajectory of LSU football, you know. And I think people don't understand. I hear people talk all the time, oh, they sport athletes, you this, you that. Dog, I don't think people realize, dog, I tell people all the time, Kev, when I left home at 17, I ain't have Thanksgiving with my family again until like 29 years old. You know what I'm saying? So the sacrifice is real, my dog. You know that.
Oh, the sacrifice is definitely real, bro. Especially when you go away from home like you did, and try to make a path for yourself.
Yeah.
It's tough. You gotta trust. You gotta trust in certain people that you really don't know, but at the same time you do got an idea who they are, and make sure that you are right at the same time. And look now. Right. You ain't went back home, my brother.
Right. I ain't been back and had the opportunity. But it's like what you said, you meet man, you hit it on the head, dog. Everybody get put in your life, get in your path for a reason, and whether it's a season or a moment or a lifetime or whatever it is, such as you and myself, it's definitely a damn purpose, man, and it's a reason, and people stick with you for so long when they see what's inside your chest. And that's the biggest thing, homie. What's inside your chest, what's inside our chest, you know what I mean?
Oh, trust me, I already know. Shit. You already know where I come from, and you already know how it was embedded in me.
I know one thing, though, dog. We got to do something about this air in here. This motherfucker hot, ain't it?
I think that's that red wine you drinking. You need to switch that to Tito's.
Nah, I can't drink that white, dog.
Just keep thinking.
OP, you can't handle no more, dog. I can tell you don't drink wine, though, because you pulled up a half a plastic cup.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he pulled up a half a...
This plastic
Hey.
Nah, the plastic cup, cool. I'm not knocking you about the plastic cup. I'm knocking you by pouring up half of it. Okay.
Wait, see, I wanted me to put the full thing.
He didn't want to take all of your wine.
We gotta get that man. But that's what I'm saying, Kel. He put too much. You see how big that?
You should have had like this much.
Yeah, boy, don't have no. Don't worry about it. It's the first time.
Wine etiquette. We gotta have some. We gotta have some wine etiquette.
You gotta teach the young brother some wine etiquette.
He gonna be all right next time.
Next time I'm gonna get you a bottle. I'm gonna buy the next bottle just for that. I'm gonna buy you the next bottle. Next bottle on me.
Take a picture of it because I want that.
Next bottle on me. I'm trying to tell you.
Take a picture because I
don't
want that.
Don't say that, OP, because I know us. We drink. That might be that next bottle might be in the next 30 minutes.
That's what I'm telling them.
1942.
That's what I'm telling them.
Not right now. Not right now. Keep that away right now. Keep that away. 1942. Oh no. We're not gonna say the extra. We just gonna say 1942. And if you drink, you know what we talking about.
You know.
Hey, Kel, listen. Because I came from big old ass Miami. I've seen that shit. Like, growing up in Carencro, dog, like football. Growing up in Carencro on Friday nights, dog. What you say, Coudon?
They call it the Crow Dome. The Crow Dome. Yeah, the Crow, baby.
Open air Crow Dome, baby.
Hey, Kev. Who is y'all biggest rivalry, dog? And let me ask you this. Your very first high school snap, right? You remember it?
Yes.
You remember it?
Jamboree.
Yeah. You remember it?
Jamboree, yes. I was playing free safety as a freshman.
You ain't play running back?
I was playing free safety as a freshman. My very first snap in high school football.
And what happened? You played that the whole game?
The whole season.
So you never touched the pill at running back?
My freshman year, no.
You was in the 9th grade?
Yep.
So you ain't never touched the pill?
I never touched the pill.
Who was y'all running back?
Oh, Derek Beavers.
Oh, okay.
Derek Beavers, and our fullback was Ernest Lazard.
Okay.
Well, yeah, two dogs.
I understand.
I respect that aspect.
Yes,
I actually led the little conference District 458 that we was in and interceptions and everything. I really didn't want to hit nobody. I wanted to get the ball. You know what
Hey,
I'm
dog,
saying?
you sound like me, dog. I'm tell you, cuz they tried to play me when I was in high school. They tried to play me at safety, but I wasn't no hitter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't mind. It's so crazy because I didn't mind getting hit playing quarterback.
Right.
I didn't mind, like, bouncing around and pushing and doing all that at quarterback. But at safety, strong safety, let me tell you something. Hey, if the D-line and the linebacker don't get him, don't expect me to. You hear me? It's a 6, baby.
Hey, I'm untying shoestrings, me.
You going low.
I'm going
Chopping
low.
them down.
Oh, I'm going low.
Chopping
baby.
their ass down.
But the crazy thing is, my freshman year prepared me for the rest of my career.
So
because
what-
I played defense and I had to
Understood,
understand the
yeah.
defensive terminology and the aspect of defense and how you had to
who's
attack the ball.
responsible for
Right.
all that?
Right.
So now you know how to beat them.
Exactly. Then, my sophomore year, I go and play quarterback.
I remember that, dog.
Another position to where you have to understand everybody that's on your side
Right.
plus everybody that's on the other side. Now, we didn't throw the ball like talking about it my freshman year, but I had 800 yards passing.
Damn.
800 yards passing and probably another 750 yards rushing, which the fullback had 1,000, the halfback had 1,000.
Y'all ran for over 3,000 yards. I had almost 3,000 yard rushers.
Yes, we ran the
And you
veer
had
option.
895.
We ran the veer option.
Damn. Hey, I remember back in the crib, man. You know, because y'all came out about it at the same time. Troy Davis.
Oh yes.
That shit. Troy Davis. Hey, dog. Now Miami South Ridge with Troy Davis, Darren Davis, Cedric Irvin, Ghana Joseph. All of them was on one team, dog. And they same offense that
Right,
you guys
right,
ran.
right,
Same
right.
offense, and they was unfucking stoppable. Cuz I mean, it was incredible.
Man, that year everybody matched up for us. Like as far as offensive line, our D line, our defense, it just matched up for us. You know when you know,
Yeah.
you just know.
Yeah.
Now that I'm older, when you look back, it's like, damn, I should have known that.
Shit.
Yeah,
We had that shit.
right.
Yeah, we had
right.
that shit. So let me ask you this: how was because I tell me this shit because I hear this all the time. I never asked you about this, but they always tell a story about when Jerry D got here, and you was the first guy he came and seen, and he touched down and he did all that. How'd that go, dog?
All right, I'm gonna just talk about the recruiting process first and foremost.
Talk to your dog.
Never really interested in LSU
Really?
because it was home, but my main interest was Notre Dame, Florida State, outside of the state. Because if you remember, LSU wasn't too hot whenever
Right.
I was coming out
Right.
at all. But it's still home.
Right.
Family is still an aspect of for everything. My first trip was at Notre Dame. Get off the airplane and I ain't had to talk to nobody. I ain't had to see nobody. When we walked off the plane, like got on the little sky cap, I looked at my mom and dad. I'm like, we can go home.
As soon as you got off the plane, that
Soon as we got off the plane, she was like, what's wrong, baby? Is it too cold? I'm like, no, Mom, I just don't feel it. I just don't have a good feel about it. Now, I go on and do the trip, do the visit. I had an awesome time on my visit,
Yeah.
but I knew I wasn't going there. The next trip, Florida State.
Who's your host?
Oh, my bad. My next trip is Miami.
Oh, that was a good trip.
Oh, too good.
They took you to the Rolex.
Hold on. Go
Wait,
ahead.
did you get on the yacht? They took you on the yacht?
Nah, I didn't have to go on the yacht.
Damn.
I went to Luke House.
Uncle Luke?
I went to Luke House.
Uncle Luke.
I went to Luke House,
Enough said.
Yeah.
and then I went to the club.
I already knew what time it
So
was.
I don't think I have to
What
explain.
year that was? What year that was?
I graduated in '98.
What yeah.
No, my bad.
Yeah,
95. No,
I was about to
that
say
was 95,
yeah,
dog.
Okay, you about to
94,
say,
95.
Damn.
yeah.
Before I was
So
born.
you tell me what that was like.
They had a good time.
Yes. So like after that trip, like when we leave and go home, I look at my mom and dad. I'm like, you ain't gotta worry about me coming here. It's like,
Too
what?
much.
What you mean?
Too much.
Oh, I'm gonna have too much fun.
Yeah,
Too much,
I'm
dog.
gonna be out the way.
Yeah,
Too much.
not
That's
at all.
why I left the crib, man. It's
At all, bro. It was
too
like
much.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
so.
It's too much.
I'm getting caught up.
My next 3 trips was kind of crazy because I drove to the next 3.
It was in state.
No, I drove to LSU.
Oh, in state.
Drove to LSU.
It was cool.
It's home.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Is that
45 minutes away from the house, so I had a great time. Well, we leave LSU and drive to Tallahassee to
FSU?
Florida State.
Straight from LSU?
Straight from LSU in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
Now, like I say, God does things for a reason. I didn't have a good time in the middle of the week at FSU, but
It was the middle of the week.
it was the middle of the week and I had to go at that time. Well, separated from there. The Thursday, we drove to Gainesville.
Gators.
The Gators. No. Had a great time.
Yeah.
I love Steve Spurrier. I love what Steve Spurrier does. Honestly speaking, the Gators was ahead in my mind at all times. Well, we driving back from the official visit, going home and everything. My wife is pregnant at the time. I guarantee you, we stopped maybe 15 to 20 times on the road for my wife to take a piss.
Yeah.
Not knowing that her water broke.
Oh, Lord. What?
Not knowing that her water broke. So we got home 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, midnight. And about an hour later, she started having contractions. And she had my oldest daughter. And when she had my oldest daughter, I held her in my hands. And it was like, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
No, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And any decision I make from back then to now, I always get on my knees and pray to God and like give me a sign. Let me know which way I need to go. And you know, if your relationship with God is good, you're going to get that sign. You're going to get that sign.
And it
Trust
don't
me.
take long either.
No.
It don't take long.
If you are who you are with God, it don't take long.
It don't take long at all, dog. Over the last, I'm telling you, this is something that I've experienced and witnessed over the last 2 years, dog. Since I've been, getting my relationship back where it need to be. It don't take long, dog. That's for sure. So let me ask you something, dog. Let me tell you, that's a hell of a thing. Not knowing Tish was having them contractions on the road, cuz.
Just lets me know how tough she is, cuz, and
Yeah,
still
it's
tough,
tough.
still
Shout
doing
out
it.
to Tish, man. Tish, shout out, sis. Oh man, I
I
didn't know
say
that.
32 years together, 22 years
Blessings,
married,
bro.
been together since the 7th grade.
Blessing. I'm telling you, ain't that crazy? That's love right there. Tish ain't never showed me or showed us nothing but that love, man. Definitely shout out to Tish and everything, because I already know, you know what they say, my dog. Behind every man, you already know. You know what I mean? And she's always been that backbone, man, through everything, man. So shout out to Tish for real.
They say a good wife, but that's
Good
sorry,
wife.
no disrespect to nobody else. I got a great
Yeah.
wife.
No disrespect, dog.
No disrespect,
No
because I
disrespect.
know how everybody else feel
Yeah.
about their wife. No
Yeah,
disrespect to your wife.
yeah.
I'm just talking about mine.
That's
Right.
it. That's it. So shit, all that, then you come to LSU, and let me ask you this, my dog. I personally didn't dream about the NFL until like, honestly, my junior year in college.
Right.
As far as like, I always dreamed about it and being there, but I never thought it was a realistic goal for me until my junior year, till the end of my junior year.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like realistically. So, but I already know how you got down. When did it? Because we all had a dream. So when did you say, you know what? Shit, I'm being lead.
After my sophomore year, like you hear people telling you, oh, you this, you that, but I'm still young. I'm playing ball because it's something I love to do. Now I'm still adapting to it. Like when I first got to LSU, man, I called mama after about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Like, I don't know if I want to be doing this because it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah.
And as always, mama got me straight.
Always, dog.
Nah, you have to ride this one out. And if you don't like it after 1 year, then you probably can come home. But she already knew. I had to ride that out. I had to ride it out. And just understand what was ahead of me. Because we, as kids, we are so comfortable where we are. And then our whole life changes. We got to go to a whole new surrounding, a whole new situation, some more people, some more coaches that we really don't know. Yeah, we meet them. We talk to them. But do we really know them?
Right.
Because like anything else in life, they can be actors. They performing for to get you to come there. You don't know if that's really them. And that's what it really is sometimes. You got to go off a blind faith. And the one thing about LSU that got me here was the family atmosphere.
Yeah.
How people treat you. It's kind of like when you own a business, the customer service.
Yeah.
That's what LSU is. The customer service. The people that they had working in there. Now, I've been gone for 5-6 months. I don't know what's going on inside. Now, I've spoken to a few people, and I've liked the few people that I've spoken to because they had the same mentality that we had. So, hopefully that is still there.
Hey, I was just thinking about, so I had to correct myself from earlier. I just got engaged, and I was saying my girl, my fiance. I got to get used to saying that. I got used to saying that now.
Yeah.
Hey, but look, Kel, this, let me tell you. Now, you just really pushed me into something that's that we're gonna get into. But now, I already know how you get down. You've been telling me about coaching since you and Trev had y'all first camp out in Karen Crow. Remember that shit, dog?
I remember a lot, and I'm not supposed to remember because I got some stuff going on.
Hey, shit, we all got some shit going on.
Oh my God, yes, indeed.
Look banged up, sometimes you forget some shit.
The crazy thing is though, I know where you going with it.
Yeah,
I've been
where I'm going, dog.
I've been trying to get you.
You know where I'm going,
to get into the coaching field because of the knowledge, what you know as a quarterback, as a football player, as a leader. So many people know who you are as a leader, but I don't think people know who you are as a person, as far as like coaching wise. And I see it in you when you have these kids in the indoor facility, when you have these kids in the indoor facility at LSU, when you 7-on-7 stuff you have going on. I see it in you, and I know where you should be.
Dog, this man been telling me about coaching, dog, since I don't know since when. He been telling me about coaching and cooking since about when. You know what I'm saying? You and that boy Ty, like you say, my two best friends. Dog, now, I know I was in New England with you. We had a bunch of shit, man. I mean, some of the times when I got cut from New England, the thing that I missed the most was the camaraderie. The camaraderie with you guys. We coming off the road, come to the crib, chill, food, all that type of thing that we shared because we had so many guys at LSU there. And the time was just real special to me. So when I got cut and released from there, it was hard, dog. It was hard, because you didn't see it coming, but you also just leaving you guys and that organization and what you're gonna have a chance to get in the playoff, chance to win a Super Bowl and all that like that there. When you decided to hang it up, when you decided, what was that telling thing that you was like, time to move on and do something else? Because the reason I asked that, Kev, is because I struggled with it when I was done because I didn't leave on my own terms. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I still had that vigor. I still wanted to play. I still pursued it for a long time. So just the other end of the spectrum, you know what I mean? Someone like my dog and had an illustrious career. We all know the accolades and everything that goes with you, homie. But what was it that was like, you know, okay, I'm good. Time for the football life to be done. Time for me to move on to something else.
That one thing that we all dread. The knee injury.
Father time.
The knee injury and father time. Tore my ACL year 11.
Yeah.
Second or third game of the season.
Remember that?
Second or third game of the season. When I did it, I was actually about to run off the field, and the trainers was like, "Don't you do that? Don't you try to run." That's how good it felt.
Right.
But they knew that it wasn't right.
Right.
Going through that season, having the surgery, going through the rehab, and then one thing that sticks in my mind all the time, because me and my wife always joke about it. This was 3 or 4 weeks after surgery. I'm actually able to go back to the stadium and do my rehab instead of just chill at home after surgery.
Yeah.
They had to come pick me up in like a little van. I live 5 minutes away from the stadium, so they can't pick me up in a little van. And my wife always teased me about it. She's like, "Baby, if you know how you looked going in that van, get in that van and waving back at us is like you was reincarnated again. Like, bye, baby." You know what I'm saying?
I'll be back.
Yeah, so it was like, okay. But if you understand me and you know me, you know what football is to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it was. That's what it was. And then the aspect of watching the preseason.
The first time?
Watching the New England Patriots play.
That's
for the
what I was going to ask you next. Like the first time you had to sit there and cheer. That's the first time in a long time you had to sit down.
And watch. And the crazy thing is, a couple of the games was 3 minutes away from the house. I lived 3 minutes away from the stadium.
Right.
So I heard everything that was going on in the stadium. Preseason, everything. So the last preseason game, I'm like, F this. I'm going in. The next day, went in the Bill, sat down in Bill's office. I'm like, "Hey, coach, just want to know where your mind is, what you're thinking, blah, 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 this." And the dude he is, and you know him, he was like, "Hey, Kev, man, look, I appreciate the professionalism and everything you have going on, but we going to go with the guys that we have right now." And in Bill fashion,
Right.
if we need you, we going to call you in the middle of the season. And it hit me. Like these last 2 to 3 weeks in the preseason, man, I almost tore my house up. Nah, coach, you know what?
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm about to hang these things up right now.
Yeah.
Ain't no way in hell I can wait during the course of this season for you to call me. Nah, I'm going to find something else and figure something else out, bro. And that's how the retirement happened.
Damn. Never knew that, dog. So, damn.
Life. It comes back to you.
Absolutely.
No matter what.
100%.
No matter what.
So then you took it and then you decided that you're going, and I've always told you that as far as the coaching thing for you, I knew you was going to come back to the high school.
Right.
You came back and did that. And I knew that was going to be a stepping stone because you knew everybody was going to be hollering and calling. And,
Right.
You know what I mean?
But the crazy thing is, before that, I did radio and TV in New England for that season.
Yeah.
It was awesome, but I didn't like it.
What you ain't like about it?
Because they wanted you to talk negative about people.
Right.
Negativity.
Right.
Well, the crazy thing for me is,
That's what drive this shit, though.
I get that.
You know what
But
I'm
the
saying?
crazy thing for me is, I'm just getting out of that locker room.
Right.
You got that respect.
Know them guys.
Not just the respect. I watch their kids grow up.
Yeah.
I'm watching a lot of these kids grow up. So you want me to talk bad about them? Yeah. Nah, that's not how I was raised. I'm sorry. After that first year, I was like, I'm gonna move on. It happened that I got a call and was like, hey, you want to coach?
Right.
What you mean, coach? Yes.
Like Scooby Doo asking, do you want a Scooby?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
We gonna get that. So, bro, you went through that, and then LSU come calling. Everybody, the whole state, the whole Baton Rouge, everybody up in arms. They welcoming. They want it. They happy. What happened? What happened, dog? Cause I'm gonna go into my spiel on how I feel about the situation. Now everything went down, but you know, you was there. You went through it. I've had my own feelings about Coach Ed Orgeron from before you got there. You know what I mean? I had my own run-ins with him. I had my own feelings about the situation, about him as a coach, him as an individual, and all that. So I already know that, you know, you guys spend more time up there than you do with your families. You know what I mean? At times. So, you know, and then to go through all that, then the transition to go into the new coach that we have now, and where you are now, absolutely should be coaching, but because of all the turmoil and all the bullshit that went on up there on that floor. Wait, how you feel about that shit, Kev? Where you stand with that?
I'm gonna answer the first question first, and then I want to remember the second question because I probably won't, because I'm answering the first question.
Stewie, remember the second question, dog. I ain't gonna remember that shit.
I'm listening now. I'm listening.
Remember the second question, Stewie.
I know me.
Remember the second question, Jamil.
Oh, Ron. OP got you.
OP got you. You better got him. He had you.
Got you. OP always got you.
Yeah, all right.
Like, answer your first question. And I'm trying. I'm not.
The people want to know
where I am right now in my life. I try not to be negative about nothing, even if the negativity hits me right in the face. I try not to be negative at all. But people know, players know that the national championships. And look. I respect Nick Saban, but I don't like Nick Saban.
Yeah.
I know
I
know who he is as a coach. I know what he does as a coach, and he gets his players to play. Besides Nick, the guys that was after Nick coaching, the players made up a lot of what was going on the football field. The athletes. Yeah. Made up a whole lot of what was going on. And I'm not trying to be negative or nothing, but that's just what goes on.
Reality.
That's just reality.
No doubt. That's the reality of the situation. A lot of people think that the coaches. That's why, dog. If you look at anything that I did throughout that regime, or said throughout the regime, I never blame the players. I mean, yes, I had inside information on some things that was going on up there, and I knew that it was a tumultuous situation what was going on up there. But I never blame the athletes, though. How the hell are you going to blame 17, 18, 19-year-old kids that you recruited to come there and their families entrust them to come to you for you to do the right thing?
Now, Ro, with that being said, I'm not trying to bash any coach that was there because there were some great coaches.
Right.
And those coaches had to understand what their role was. It may not be a role to be the best coach on the football field, but it was the role to be the best coach for that player that you was coaching, to get him to perform. Because at the end of the day, your role as a coach, make sure my players perform on the football field.
Right.
No matter what it is.
Right. I mean, that's how they feed their families.
Right.
So I definitely get that, but it's something to be said though, because You can only your assistant coaches and the coaches that are underneath the head coach. The head coach definitely leads the pathway for how everything is going to be ran. You know what I mean?
Right.
For how you can or cannot interact with this person, that person, whatever. He lays the groundwork for that. So I've never been a fan of Coach Orgeron as an X and O guy. And the only thing that I've known about it, because I wasn't in all, I've sat in a couple meetings, but I've never been as close to it as you had. But the thing that I've always given him credit for, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, is that he, into that last year, going into the championship year, let me also preface this by saying this, dog. Like, that championship year, it didn't take a damn genius to run that squad.
No.
Let me just say
not
that.
At all.
Especially
not
when
all.
you had JB as the quarterback. You know, and the surrounding talent that was on that team that's in the NFL now.
Okay. Going back to
Take me back.
what I said earlier about coaching and everything. You have to have a few good coaches.
No doubt.
You have to have, on both sides of the ball, a few good coaches that can bring your offense and your defense together. And as a head coach, you got to make sure you got a couple of those guys on both sides of the ball, no matter what it is.
Dudes. You got to have dudes.
You got to have dudes that can bring the offense together, that can bring the defense together. And look, Coach O knew that.
Without the coaches.
Without the he knew that and he understood that. But it's like anything else in life, guys. When you get high up, that glamour comes.
That what came, didn't it?
It's just life. And sometimes we forget those little things.
Yeah, well,
And look, not blaming him, because we were also there too as coaches, assistant coaches. We could have stopped. Hey, look, coach, we gotta do this. We gotta do that. We could have do that.
would that have been listened to though? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
That's why I bring it up and say, like, the head coach lays the foundation for what you guys, because it's only so far. And only reason, dog.
But as an assistant coach, you got a good feel for what your head coach and who your head coach is.
You gotta have some stroke though, right?
Yeah,
You gotta have some
but at
stroke,
the
though,
same
right?
time, it's a lot of things that go on that the normal fan don't understand. And crazy as it may seem, I'm a player. I played.
Right.
And I coached. I didn't understand it. Now I do. Trust me, I do. And some things, just gotta keep quiet. Gotta keep quiet. It's just life. That's the era I was brought up in. Keep it quiet. Move on.
And that's true. That's true. It's just like we come from, just like now we got the transfer portal and all this stuff. Like, we come from, you brought up the story though, it's so crazy because when you was telling the story about your mother and her telling you, nah, you're going to stick to it, you're going to do this. It's like almost the same thing happened to me with my mother after the Alabama game at Alabama when Josh played. And I felt like I should have played out, you know what I mean, and all that. And that was the one time in my life that I felt like, damn, you can't play at this fucking level. You can't. This is not, LSU and the SEC is not for you. There's no way you can play here. That's how I was feeling. You can't play here. If that guy could go out there and play and perform like that, and you're not even getting an opportunity, then you got to find somewhere. Dude, I came back. We flew back. Excuse me. Got off. Next day, I jumped in the Explorer and drove. I was driving to the crib. I was going to Miami. And I called my mama. I was in Orlando. I called my mama. And like, shit, I'm trying to see what for breakfast. I'm trying to see what she done cooked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she talking about what you asked me all the questions for about what I cook for. You know what I mean? Like, where you at? I'm like, I'm in Orlando. I ain't going to LSU no more. I'm ready to quit. Da-da-da-da-da. And she did this, like when we say our mothers, dog, she's like, you take your behind back, turn around, drive back to Baton Rouge, and at the end of the season, me, you, and Bruce will sit down and we'll figure it out from there. You ain't gonna quit in the middle of the season. You know what I'm saying? So totally understand, bro, about that. And now you done got to, now you on the staff, you done came through and all this bullshit done happened. Coach Orgeron's out, the shits, everybody don't know what's going on. Speculations of this, the community is in the uproar. They want you and Corey to be on the staff still. They want all you guys. They love you, Corey, and you know you two was the main two that the people were saying, hey, what's gonna happen to Kevin and Corey, and you know, just because the people want to know, Kev. The people want to know, just like what when you know what the hell. Hold on. What the fuck happened to how all this went down to where now we know we got, you know, one of the brilliant minds of the game. With, you know, how did that go down? What did, if anything, did Brian Kelly say? And what was the reasoning for this and that? And now we see that he went and got Frank. Of course, it was because all you guys were gone, and he went and got Frank. Had to go get Frank. And now he comes in, and now the stuff with Frank, and now he's not even coaching this position. And Frank, I know Frank's not even in St. Aug. The other day, he wasn't even the recruiter from LSU that was at St. Aug High School, and that's his area. So, I listen, dog. I'm perplexed and puzzled by that, first of all, that, because you got a guy going in a place, the recruiter place, that's not familiar with the place, when you got a guy that owns that city, not even going out there. So I know I just asked 5 questions, but what I want to know, bro, like, and I understand it because we talk, so I understand how you was feeling, but what was the circumstances behind that whole thing, and why did it take so long, and just how that went, dog?
Got to be very delicate, bro.
I know you do.
Understand this.
I know.
Got to be very delicate with this one.
I get it. I get it, dog.
My heart is LSU.
I know. See,
all day, every day.
I'm saying.
I got so many people that called and asked me what's going on and why you haven't said anything, why you haven't come out and speak about what's going on. I'm taking that Drake route. A wise man once said nothing. Don't have to. Everything else that's going on is going to speak for itself. In the process, I was told I was good. And
you was told you was safe. You was good. You was going.
So I was told I was safe. I was told I was going to be on the staff. So, you know, with that being said, I was cool. I was doing my normal thing, recruiting, trying to get the guys to come, whatever. And then a coach called and was like, "Man, this does not sound right," because we were called to come off the road when it was a critical time in recruiting for us. We were called to come off the road to come in and not recruit. And it was like, wow, okay. We come in. We in the office for a week.
Just chilling?
Chilling. We don't get talked to. We don't get spoken to at all.
So y'all just came off the road and they were just in the office chilling? Right. No meeting or nothing?
No, nothing. So that was odd. Next week comes, Monday and Tuesday pass by, and Wednesday come by, and see Ray upset about something, and it's like, bam, I'm done. Whoa, hold on, because that's a mentor to me.
Yeah,
that's a mentor. So it's like, whoa, hold on. And as a man, you can see when another man is like, you know what, I'm fed up. I don't need this. I'm done with it. Cool. So I go to someone in administration at the time and ask them, hey, look, I need you to go and talk to C. Ray for me. And the answer I get, and it let me know probably where I stood. Man, you need to go talk to BK about that one. I can't do nothing about that.
Damn. So that lets you know that came from somewhere else.
That came from somewhere else, and then the very next day I get fired.
That came from somewhere else. So it was very roundaboutish way that they deliver. And I'll be honest with you, my dog, that was, it's been a lot of things happening over there since Brian Kelly has taken over. And a lot of things not welcoming to former players. And, we have guys getting kicked out of locker rooms, guys getting, just not welcomed over there like we used to the Southern hospitality. And I don't know if it's because those guys came from up north or whatever the deal was, but I had a run-in with them myself over there with the weight guys. And I'll tell you the same thing like I told them, Kev. I told them, you got to organize. And anybody that's at LSU, head coach, whoever's in that position, I respect them. I respect them, have nothing but the utmost respect for them. But at the same time, truth is truth, and we're going to tell the truth. And Brian Kelly's coming from a place where he's been there for 12, 13 years and then winning a championship. And the reason why he's at LSU is in pursuit of that championship. So the message that I wanted him and them to know is everything at LSU that you're coming to isn't broken.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like everything isn't broken. We won 3 national championships with 3 different coaches. So it's not broken. You can be the 4th if you fall in line and do what you need to do. You're known as a disciplinarian and all those things. I don't think that he came into the thing the right way with all that bullshit fake accent at the basketball game and all this the stuff that he thinks that he needs to do to get these guys. I don't think he needs to do that. And I think that the people here in the state and everywhere, they'll receive you a lot more. We'll just be 100. You just be real. You from up north. We know you from up there. We know you don't know what A2F is and all that. You know what I mean? Don't pretend.
What's your thoughts about him trying to incorporate himself to the music culture around Louisiana?
But that's what I'm saying. I think it's good because I think he's trying to, get with the program. Definitely.
Trying to be relatable.
Absolutely. I think that's good that you try.
Is he really trying to be relatable?
He's trying something.
I think that it's a ploy. Honestly, I think that it's what you have to do in recruiting. Is what you have to do. I think it's him organically. I think that he has to be his. I have no problem with you trying to adapt down here to this culture if you're not familiar with it, but you still have to be yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people down here recognize phony real quick.
Real.
You know what I mean? So if you're gonna be down, you're gonna be the head coach here and do it. You gotta be 100 with everybody. Don't be around. You can't go around about and pretend and this and that. The people down here know you're not from here. You know what I'm saying? So don't fake it.
Yeah.
Hell.
Hey, I'm not gonna call you out, but I'm gonna just let it be. I'm gonna let it be because I know the situation you was in. Hey, don't even worry about it. Let's go on to the next one.
For real. So, Kev, you say you want to get back into coaching. You definitely want to get back into coaching. I mean, listen. Speaking to the guys that you coach, the Clydes.
I do have one question about one of the guys you coached. John Emery. He's set for a big season this season. He came back this season. He had the stuff that happened last season. He came in the studio a couple of weeks ago, and he seemed like he was in great spirits. He had a great spring, and he looks good going into next season. How you feeling about John?
Whew.
What do you think John can be? Is my question.
All that he wants to be.
Yeah,
it's all on John. John was gifted with football ability, with football senses, with football awareness that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he don't understand that. The one thing I tried to tell him, wow, knock it down and everything. Hey, keep going. The one thing I tried to tell him was, as a player that's from high school, that was a dog coming to college, your level has to step up. not just on the football field. That has to be in the classroom.
Yeah.
That has to be how you carry yourself. That has to be with your family and everything. That has to elevate. And if it doesn't elevate and you stay the same, things gonna happen that you don't want to happen. Negative things. You have to grow. God gave you a gift for a reason.
I'm telling you.
So you have to understand that. And that's the one thing that his freshman year and junior year, and when it happened to him where he was not ineligible, man, the feeling at that time in the hotel that as a group we had, it's probably the worst feeling because we know what he can do. We know who he is. But he has to learn something. He has to understand something. And for me, I hope he has.
Yeah.
It seems like it. But I know John. Me and John have a relationship that like it's different. And that's the one thing I credit myself with coaching kids is understanding who they are, not them understanding who I am.
Right.
Because who I am is irrelevant for who you trying to be.
I'm telling you. Hey, I ran into him too. That was when I ran into him.
Whenever he was in here.
I ran into him too, and I was like, "You look good." He definitely looked good. He was in good spirits, great spirits. But I know that and I don't know how the next regime, because they don't know the kids. They don't, I mean, I know they're trying to get familiar with them, but he's always a guy that I looked at that I don't know if he could carry the load, the whole load. You know what I mean? You work with him, Kevin. Is he an every down back? As far as like, can he pick up that protection on third down like you was used to? I know Stewie used to. You had another question for him.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
But is he in that mode? Is he because I know what he can do with running the football and but can he snag it out the air? Is he versed on protection? Because I'm quarterback, dog. So of course I want you to be able to run the ball and do all that. But when it's time for me to drop back and throw that thing and it's 3rd and 7 or it's 3rd and 4, and they're gonna heat you up. I got to know that backside protected. So is that in his repertoire to be able to pick up that blitz?
Nah, got to work on it. Has to work on it.
Because I know that's hard for backs. That's one of the hardest things for.
And not just hard for him. He's had shoulder problems, so
Gotcha.
he has to compensate a little bit for one of the shoulders he have. And there's one play in the game that we had that he played in, and he tried to cut a defender, and he tried to use the opposite side shoulder to cut the defender. And that let me know how much it was bothering him.
Yeah.
As far as a player,
Yeah.
he couldn't do the job they need to do because the shoulder was hurt.
injured.
So what I'm getting at is never knocking a kid. Like I say, this kid is a natural. He has every aspect of the game in his repertoire.
Yeah.
His feel for blockers, his feel for how the play is supposed to go, it's natural.
Yeah.
He can just put his head down and pick his head up and be like, "Hey, coach, this is what's going on." This is how natural it was for him. But at the same time, you have to understand that all that naturalness you have has to be added in the weight room.
You got to work on
conditioning and everything. And if you go back to high school, college, it's been hurt a little bit. And to say we're going to give him the ball 25, 35,
that's a lot.
30 times a game.
I mean, shit, you're looking at NFL, they don't use one back for every, you know what I mean? You got some guys getting 15 touches, another guy getting 10, another guy getting 8. So, that's why I say with the new regime, I don't know if because I know they're definitely putting a lot on him. I know that he's definitely one of the guys that they're counting on going into next year. with carrying a bunch of that load. Let me ask you this.
If he's healthy, he'll be able to do the job. He's that athletic. He's that talented that he can. He understands the game of football. He just have to apply himself.
And that's when you talk about. I always saw you see these guys like you play with them, we play with them. These guys that get these gold jackets, like yourself, guys that's Hall of Famers and Ring of Honors and things of that nature. You talk about F3 and the kids we coach. I tell them all the time, as you elevate, right, as you go from high school to college and college to the pros, if you're fortunate enough to get there, the shit that separates you is how you work, man. The shit that separates you is how you work and how consistent you are with working. That's what it is. Everybody could jump, everybody could run, everybody could do all that shit. That's why they there. But
there's like 3 types of athletes: physical, mental, athletic. And then there's a 4th one that has all 3 involved, and that's called gifted. There ain't too many people that's like that.
Right.
And if you have all 4 of them, you are a special person. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to make it or you're going to be successful.
Hell no.
Because you're lacking a little something. You're lacking a little, and you have to grow into that. And if you grow into that, all that'll take you places you would never imagine.
And like, so great. To grow into that, I think you're talking about is, like you say, you have all those things, and those 4 things, and now you can have those things, and your work ethic sucks, and you'll never be a Hall of Famer. But now your work ethic is great, and now you've maximized all those other. You're a gold jacket guy now. Like I tell, that's the difference. It's your work. That's the difference because everybody's raw. Everybody good. Dog, you remember the first time I asked you about Teddy Bruschi?
Oh, bro.
And you told me. That's when I was like, man, I ain't damn studying. I ain't looking. I'm telling you, dog, when I came to New England, now, Coach Saban was cool and all that. They were good. When I came to New England, dog, it was like, man, you don't know a fucking thing about football. You don't know nothing about football. You don't know how to work. You don't know how to prepare. You don't know how to do shit. Like, whatever you've done up to this point has just been on your sheer,
talent.
Know what I'm saying?
Straight talent.
Like, dog, bro, that's why I was like, when I got cut from New England, came back and I'm around this and that, people used to tell me all the time, man, you should have been playing over Tom Brady.
They don't know.
No, dog, and that's the thing that I'm saying. Like, I tell people all the time, like, dog, that 12 was the most unathletic quarterback I've ever been around.
But he gonna compete with everybody.
But as far as like competing and working, dog, I remember we was in the indoor. We used to be in the indoor, and we used to be throwing in the net.
Right.
Net, dog. And I remember one day, dog, I was so happy, dog, because he paid. He actually paid. You know what I mean? Like if you paid, now you gonna have to give him a couple chances.
They gambled. They gambled, yo. The cut that up. They gambled.
Yeah, we were gambling, throwing it in the hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What about the trash cans and the deep ball?
That's what I'm like.
The deep ball.
Dog, I mean, never forget the day, dog. I was up like 30,000, and I was so excited because, you know, if it got to like 1,000, I quit. You know what I mean? Like, I used to quit because I
didn't have it.
I didn't have it. Straight up. And Tom wanted his money. Like, we all wanted our money. I never forget that shit, dog. We was at the indoor that day, and I was up $30,000. And all I could think about was what I was going to do with it. Like, I was so happy.
Instead of fucking focusing.
And he tells me this shit. Double or nothing Shaq.
That's him.
And you gotta, you know what I mean? I'm like, dog. But it was so crazy because we was like getting ready to walk out the indoor. You feel me? Like, so I'm like, shit. Yeah, he was like, just double or nothing Shaq. Just give me one more throw. We was done. Double or nothing Shaq. Give me one more throw. Oh, you got it, dog. Shit. It was further than when we were before. You know what I'm saying? We walking out the indoor. I'm like, shit. Tomorrow, I say, Tom, I want my money tomorrow, dog. Like, I want that. I want the 30 bands tomorrow, dog. I want my money, dog. Man, this motherfucker took the ball, cuz. And it was so stupid. Because he didn't drop back or nothing. He was like, just give me the ball. I gave him the ball. I swear to God, he turned his back to the net. The net was like, you already know how far it was. Like 55 yards away, some dumb shit like that. And he turns his back to it, takes 2 steps, turns around, and throws it. And you know the worst part about it, dog? I swear to God, when he let that bitch go, I said it's going in. Because you know how when somebody just throw it and you standing behind them, and they let it go, and you see the trajectory, you see everything. And dog, I'm sitting there and I'm watching this shit and I'm like, God, this is going in. Oh my God, this is going in. And that son of a bitch touched nothing. I'm talking about, if it was a car wash, it wouldn't have got wet, dog. Oh, I mean, that thing went straight through.
Sometimes the signs let you know, bro.
And I was like,
damn, my 30 bands.
Sometimes the sign lets you know. That little thing that happened to you led to greatness.
The goat. Hey, I'm telling you, we used to go at it like that, me and him, DA. But it was
it was a competition at every position.
That was so
in New
good
England.
about Bill, though. That was so good about
every
Bill.
position. Like if it was on the field, in the weight room, like we did jumps on a box, and I swear to God, the receivers, the running backs, the DBs, all of them competed for the best, trying to get the best score. Now the receivers was the worst because you had David Gibbons, David Patton, David Deion Branch. You had all these guys competing, so that stuff was so amazing to watch them just compete. Bro. And then it trickled over to every last other position.
It did, bro. And I know you ain't never like go to other places, but like when I got cut from New England, and I probably worked out for like 25 other teams. Dog, Jesus Christ. You saw why teams ain't win. You saw why organizations suck. Like, dude, guys was happy to be getting breakfast. Like, guys was happy to be getting, like, fucking breakfast burritos and stuff like that. Whereas in New England, you know, Bill, he's sending you shit, boy. As the first place out in New England, as the first place I've been in scene, they had, like, I didn't even know they had that many different kinds of milks. You remember that said he sent a card home, and you gotta, when you come back to camp, whatever you gotta do for camp,
what kind of milk you drink and what kind of yeah.
Was like,
it was very specific.
Hey, that man was a genius, dude. As far as like getting you to just focus on football and taking all the distractions out.
One of the things that really got me about Bill was, was how if a guy left, he brought in a guy that was similar. Like the same mindset, the same player. It just understood who those players was and how they related to each other. That's the thing that got me about him.
You know what fucked me up about Bill, dog? The fact that everything we worked on in practice happened in the game. Everything, the crazy shit that I thought he was working on, like I'll never forget. We was in practice one day, and he was practicing snapping the fucking ball out the back of the end zone, and the kicker catching it and doing some dumb shit. I've never seen it before in my life.
Denver.
Yeah. And I'm
Denver.
Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. What he's trying to
the next week.
What he's trying to explain is every week we'd come into a team meeting, and Bill would have like a theme of something that happened in the course of the that last week, and he would go about it, and he would illustrate it to us, tell us about it and everything, and we had to understand the situation. And the crazy thing was, it happened to us every time, damn near. Every time.
Every time, dog. It happened. Every time we were snapping that shit out the back of the end zone, I'm like, why are we doing this? This shit will never happen.
That Denver game.
Yeah, was y'all ready for it? Yeah, we was
Yes,
ready.
we was ready for it. Because we practiced it.
Yeah.
Dog.
It's like, why are we doing this? This is not going to happen in the game. Boom. There you go.
Next game.
I heard that boy, Brandon Marshall, talk about Josh
Mm-hmm.
when he came to Denver. It sounded like he was talking about Bill.
That's another thing for me. Like, a lot of coaches that left Bill went to be head coaches and didn't pan out. You can't be Bill.
Can't be Bill, dog.
You gotta be you.
Gotta be you. Just take what
With
you
a with a little something of Bill, but you can't be Bill.
Like Matt P trying to be Bill. And that's my dog too. Matt P my dog.
You know how many dogs I got.
Yeah.
You know I Matty P, Josh McDaniels, Brian Dayball. You know,
Man, Dayball has been doing great, bro.
awesome.
Dayball, I mean,
Dayball has contacted me at every last spot that he has been at,
because he know what time it is.
and I respect him for
I
that.
respect Dayball though. I respect Dayball. I knew he had a good mind when I was there, and I knew him and Josh, but especially Brian, because you know what the fucking difference was between him and Josh. Brian was more humble, bro.
Right. Oh,
Brian
definitely.
was way more humble, bro.
But Josh was a little young and everything. Hey, I just want to let you know, Ro, I'm getting text messages on my phone right now from my wife and all of them talking about you all hilarious. I want to text it. I want to text it back so bad, telling her, why didn't you know that? You knew he was hilarious.
Hey, listen. Hey, you remember the first time I had made some jerk chicken, right? Dog, I'm telling you, this shit with Tish always sit in my mind, dog. And I forget I was gone or something. I came back and you was like, yeah, I was trying to make that jerk chicken, but it just ain't come out right. And Tish was like, yeah, he tried to make jerk chicken like he Jamaican.
Hey, ask her about that jerk now, though, Ro.
On point.
I got you, dog. You got me. You showed me what I needed to do.
Oh shit, we all up trying to tell you. That was so funny, but I remember all the time, bro, like over to the house and all that with the cooking and hanging out and everything. But Tish always, hey, behind every good man is a good woman. Hey, I hear you.
All day, every day,
bro.
I wanted to ask y'all one thing about Belichick. A couple of weeks ago, Julian Edelman had a podcast interview with All the Smoke. That's Matt Barnes and somebody else. And he did like an impersonation of Bill Belichick, and he was saying how if you drop the ball in the flat, it'll be like a team meeting, and he would replay he would make it go to the catch.
Yes.
And he would be like,
hell yeah.
I know kids at Foxborough fucking high that can make this catch.
Hold on. Okay, you're right about that. You are definitely right about that.
100%.
But the one thing about Bill that like got everybody every year was the very first meeting we had.
Dog.
He always attacked Tom.
Hey, not to cut you off, Ken, but I swear to God, my rookie year.
My freshman. Felt like a freshman, huh?
When I walked in that shit, when we were sitting down, and he did that to Tom, you have no idea how terrified I was. Cause I was like, hold on. He do it. No, I promise you from that day on, cause you know this test us, this quiz us like
Right.
I swear, dog, you have no idea how much anxiety how late I used to stay up, dog. Like just memorizing shit, just like, cause I'm like, Bill gonna call me tomorrow, dog. Bill gonna call me tomorrow. And then, but you know what's so crazy about it though is, man, I do the same shit now. Right. Because, like you said, when you in it at the time, you don't understand how it's changing your mentality.
Changing the culture.
It's changing the culture.
It's changing the thinking process of the other guys. If you attacking the number one person on the team, how you think everybody else feeling?
So like,
How
how
you
would he
think they
attack
gonna?
him? Like, what would he do to attack him? Like,
For instance, like he said, okay, Tom, last year we had this situation going on, and he would have it up on the big screen
In front of the whole team.
in front of the whole team.
Yeah, but he ain't pulling no punches either though.
He ain't holding no punches.
Yeah,
You
he
see
treating
this?
Tom
You see
like
this
he
situation right now? I can go and get the quarterback at Foxborough High School to do this same thing right here that you're doing.
like Coach 30?
Like really, like it's like, damn, he talking to Tom like that. Oh my God. So you really have to check yourself. Like, man, am I ready for any question that he about to ask me?
Exactly, dog.
It don't matter if you a first year, 5 year, 10-year vet. You are like, damn, is he gonna call on me? Am I gonna know the answer?
That's 100% right.
Right.
Like that was, and that's why I say everything with him was just. It was just so. It was. So, I'm gonna tell you the other crazy time I had out there, dog, in Utah. I never forget this shit. It was freezing. I mean, it was like a nor'easter or something came
Practice.
Yeah, you remember that shit when it was practice.
Yeah, hey, we from Louisiana, Florida, and I'm like, oh yeah, we about to go in the indoor.
Exactly. That's exactly. I was over at the indoor by myself. I was at the indoor. I say, hell no, ain't no way we out here today. I walked over to the indoor. I'm over that bitch stretching. I'm feeling good. It's warm inside. Everything good. After a while, I'm like, damn, ain't nobody make it out here yet. Man, I go to the door and just to look outside, everybody is outside on the field, man. Everybody, I walk back down. Now, the indoor is like 200 yards away from the practice facility. So I done walked all the way back up, and I holler at Kev. I'm like, Kev, what's up? We not going in the indoor? Kev looked at me. Indoor is only for the summer. The only time we use the indoors for the summer, and the summer hot as hell. So the indoor is like a little baby sauna. Dude, that was the first time in my life that I was like, maybe football just ain't for me. Maybe.
Bill have you like that sometimes.
But then you know what happened? We went inside and they gave us our check. Hey, gave us that check, and I said I could bear this.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take a 3-minute break.
Yeah. Take you a break, dog. Hey, I was like, listen.
I can play football a little bit now.
Yeah, I can play football a little bit longer with that. Hey, I think we all should take a break right now.
Right.
Don't you?
Yeah, let's take a little break.
We'll be back, baby. Look, we got more wings here too, dog. I'm not gonna hit the lemon pepper hard. Hey, we back. We got nothing but bones. We had to take a little break, man. I mean, goodness gracious. Hey,
Break.
yeah, a restroom break and just a break. You know, when you get to running with your dog, sometimes it just go and you know, you go that good red wine, that Tito. You know, sometimes it just go too hard. But shit, look, Kat, let me chop it up with you right quick, and we gonna get up out of here. But recruiting, dog, like I know we had a plan about recruiting, but my recruit specific at LSU. Well, we talking about LSU all the time. And I know that, you know, with the changeover, with all the bullshit that went on, but I think you could give me a better little insight. When you have a changeover like that and there's no coach in place, right? And we took so long to get a coach, and I know it hurt us in recruiting because, you know, those guys were reaching out to former players such as myself to reach out to the in-state recruits, the Walker Howards of the world, and these guys just to gauge and see where they were with where they would not coach and keeping the in-state recruit. But you know what, bro? I know that, you know, they got on it late and all that, but, you know, for me, it's a no excuse type of thing. I don't feel like at this point where we are in recruiting that we're doing a slam dunk bang up job of keeping our gangsters and them animals that we have here in the state of Louisiana. I know Jimbo's coming in hot and heavy. Bama's coming in hot and heavy as usual. The Clemsons, the Florida States now, because they have the recruiters that were Louisiana based and they're all now on our front. We know about Florida and what they're doing now with Corey down there in Napier and all that. But and you know, you specifically have been out recruiting the road, and like you said, they pulled you off and all. How you think we doing with the guys that are out there? And another thing is, I don't know if the class this signing class 2022, if the 2023 class in the state of Louisiana is as talented as this class. I'm sure they because I don't know them all. So I'm sure they will come out to be. I know it's a really good quarterback class for the state with Ricky Collins, Holstein, of course, Art Manning. Got a young up-and-coming gangster out there at Bogalusa. Let me tell y'all that now. They got a young up-and-coming, a monster out there at Bogalusa. So be on the watch out for him. I got to get that young man's name, but they got a monster out there. How do you feel that the recruiting in state's been, dog?
Honestly speaking, we started late. You said that. As far as like coach coming in, trying to establish new guy, don't understand the culture, trying to get a great feel of the culture and what Louisiana is. We are getting some 4-5-star athletes from outside the state, which is great, which we do need, but we need to understand that what we've built is here in the state. Like we talked about, we got a couple of guys that are committed from the state of Louisiana, like the running back Trey Holly, who is phenomenal, an athlete, and who is going to be that guy you want him to be because of his work ethic and how he believes that he needs to be and how he believes he wants to be. Right. We just have to understand and know where to go in the state of Louisiana to recruit those guys. It's tough to go out of state.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, it don't make damn much sense when you ain't sending your boy sending Frank down to New Orleans and St. Augustine. You sending somebody else. That don't make much sense to me.
You know a little more than me, my friend.
Yeah, you know, I privy to some shit, Kevin. I heard that the other day just from, you know, conversation through reliable sources, and to me that doesn't make much sense if those sources are accurate, that you're taking him out of the element that he knows so well and that the people expect him to see. And I don't know what the shakeup is about. I don't know if the shakeup is about the accusations that came about and they trying to distance themselves, or they trying to, you know, whatever. I don't know, but there's no reason that, in my opinion, that Frank Wilson shouldn't be in New Orleans recruiting New Orleans.
Well, the crazy thing is, when Frank Wilson was hired back at LSU, you were almost like certain that he was going to be New Orleans. Until Cortez got hired. and that's another New Orleans guy.
Right.
And you're like, okay, cool. But Cortez can recruit all over because he's been.
Well, that's my thing with it. You know what I mean? That's like if I'm on the damn staff and y'all recruiting Miami, everybody thinking Roe going to Miami.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Frank Wilson, New Orleans guy, that's where he built his niche. You know, that's where he scratched his elbow. That's where he did everything. It just makes sense. Now, I'm not going to go into what the psyche of somebody else is and why they do what they do, but, you know, to me, that just makes more sense for your staff.
As a former guy that has done it and understands a little aspect of it, but does not understand where or how they are attacking. You know, it's certain teams that attack recruiting different ways.
Right.
And from my understanding, LSU is attacking it a different way. It's not regional position-wise. It's just like, if this guy is somebody we want, we going to get that guy. Position coach going to get that guy. That's what I'm hearing. So,
and you know, with everything comes new changeover, new everything, new regime. That's why, like for me, with Brian Kelly, this is my take on Brian Kelly. Excuse me. For me, anybody, like I said, anybody that comes in, I respect them. Now, when you come in, there's certain guys, like you say, they talked to you, they told you that you was good. There's certain guys that you just, you know, selfishly enough, you expect to be there. You expect to be around. You know there are going to be changes and things like that. But when you know good people and people that are good for LSU and for the organization because you guys have blood, sweat, and put everything you have into it. Yourself, Corey Raymond, you know. And so for me, for you guys not getting the due that you guys definitely deserve, even if it's on the way out, it's the handling of everything for me. You know what I mean? And we sat and we talked, and we know how things were handled and how things went down. But for me, it's the handling and the respect that you treat certain individuals with, that everyone don't get that same kind of respect, but some people will do that.
You said one word. You said one word in both those sentences that you just said, that is being forgotten in the world. Not just what we're talking about, but in the world. Respect. When I was young, my mom and dad taught me about respecting the person that's older than me. Right. No matter if they're right or wrong. Respect them. Now that does not matter at all, because now it's like you got to earn my respect. Right. No matter if you're older or you're younger, you got to earn my respect. No matter what you have been through, you have to earn it. And for me, that's a problem. That is a real problem, because now, crazy, and that 18-year-old that went and shoot that school up, he didn't respect what was going on at those kids at school. If you respected what was going on, you wouldn't have go touch that. That would have not been something that you go touch at all. I don't care what kind of mental health problems we had or you had, because there's a lot of people that got mental health problems right now. I could file for mental health problems after what just happened to me. I could file for that.
Damn right you can, dog.
But I'm not going to shoot up no school. I promise you not. Because I was raised better than that. I was taught better than that. And, you know, I hate to bring that up, but that's...
Now, that's one of the things that we were discussing earlier, because, like, for me, bro, it's like, I was telling my fiance, dog, that it's like, it's almost like it's a cluster of people, and it's like, that's all that is, because this thing has been happening so much, these crazy ass shootings and all this shit been happening so much. It's almost like it's, you know, a facet of people going out to do this shit just to cause chaos or whatever it is. And I know whether that's true or not, but I'm with you, dude. Like, it has to start at home. It has to start with some of those old school values of respecting other people's property, respecting the mental health part about, you know, we know mental health is so big. Everybody's talking about mental health right now, whether it's, you know, because of COVID and coming out of COVID and the mental health situation with COVID, people losing their jobs, not working, family, all that there and all that stuff that's going on. And everybody can't get the impoverished situations, black communities, Hispanic, Latino, whatever, we don't grasp and go to counselors and all that.
Everybody,
you know what I mean?
is not gonna go to counselors.
Right.
Everybody don't have the opportunity to go to counselors.
Or the bread or none of that.
None of that. The crazy thing is, like, a couple of days ago, where I'm from, they just had a shooting where a 14 or 16-year-old killed another teenager. How?
Hey, you know what's crazy, dog? That shit's happening everywhere.
How, bro? At 14 years old, I wasn't thinking about holding a gun in my pants, holding a gun in my pocket, being secure. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about, man, what I'm gonna do? Am I gonna be a football player? Am I gonna be a basketball player?
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about none of that. The thinking is different now.
Dog, the thinking is a lot different, and the damn, like, my kids now are just, you got older kids, but you got grandkids, my G. So, like, I was listening to, I don't know if it was damn Gayle King or one of them.
CBS News.
One of them, CBS News, there you go. And they was talking about, as a parent, now, how do you approach your child when your child like, hey, I want to go over here to Blue Mountain and go to main event at 9 o'clock. I'll be home at 12. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's 17, she driving, all that. And dog, like, as a parent, it puts me on edge, honestly. It puts me on eggshells until I find out, okay, you sent me that kite and you home. You know what I mean? Or I done talked to you, like the other day, my little girl, she supposed to go to school. My parents was in town for the engagement and all that, and my little girl stayed with him and had to leave and go, from the Airbnb that we had. And it was such, and kids, dog, they forget to text you, forget to do this, all that. And until I heard from her, because of all that was going on, her getting to school and not texting me, and I got to call up on her, and did you talk to her? Did you this? Did you that? Like, that's how, as a parent, it has you thinking, because it's so much crazy shit going on. You just want to make sure that your kids getting from point A to point B, and ain't nobody mess with them. I had talked to my little girl about the kid that got snatched in Dallas, the little girl that went to the basketball game with her father, went to the bathroom and got kidnapped. 15-year-old girl went to the bathroom at a Dallas Mavericks basketball game, my dog. Any one of us go with our kids. We done been many places with our kids, dog. My little girl, my little boy be like, hey, Daddy, I might go to the bathroom. Go ahead, hurry up. Give me some popcorn on the way back. Stop, give me some popcorn or something. You don't think that your child is going to get abducted from an arena and get put on the internet and the sex,
especially at 15 years old.
15, you gonna let them go to the bathroom and go with their friends and do whatever they want to, and now it's like, shit. I gotta think twice, 3 times before I gotta walk with you and stand outside the women's bathroom.
I don't want to interrupt, and I don't want to rain on the party because it's. I just lost a daughter. September. for something that we thought that we was protecting her from. And as far as birth control. But the side effects are not mentioned as much. And that's how she passed away. So it's one of those things.
So not to interrupt you, dog. So it was a side effect from birth control?
Yes. Yes.
And what was that side effect? Clotting? Or?
Yes, clotting. She caught a heart attack.
That's why I say, man, on here, bro. You already know, Kev. My heart goes out far. I didn't even know that.
No, it's life, man.
It's life, but it's like, dog. So let me ask you this, because you.
Go ahead.
I know you, and I've known and seen you deal with circumstances that were unbelievable. You and Tish, and seen y'all, because I came out there that morning, and I saw you and Tish in the parking lot for over 4 hours, console everybody else, dog. I saw y'all console everybody else, my dog. You console me. You console the plethora of people, you and Tish, that came through that. So let me ask you this. You going through that, man, and I can't imagine that, homie, because we're not supposed to bury our kids because I lost my train of thought, dog. We're not supposed to bury our kids. So, and I know you a man of God, man of faith, and you believe in, that higher power and that higher realm.
Things happen for a reason. And that thing, you want to not have it happen for a reason. That's one of the things that is like, why is this happening to us? Why is this happening to me? And it may not be 2 weeks, may not be 2 months, may not be a year, may not be 2 years. It may be a while until you find out or figure out why. But there's one thing I know, that she was here for a reason. And she touched a lot of people in that little bit of time that she was on earth. And for me and her mom, that's what was special about her. And she's still touching people till this day. The other day, got a phone call from the Lupa people. This is where you donate your organs. For no one that knows, my daughter signed herself up for Lupa.
You ain't even know.
Didn't even know, and donated parts of her body that I could not even imagine of donating.
What?
And
you found this out after?
I found this out after because they called and was like, do you want to go on with it? And I'm like, if she did it, yes, because that's her. That's who she was. She didn't think like me and her mom. She thought like her. She thought who she was and who she wanted to be. And that's how she was. And when they called, I'm like, whatever she wanted, you do it. And it was like some back of the leg, back of the thigh, back, some stuff that you don't think about that she donated. And last week, they called me and was like, hey, we got a letter from one of the recipients that want to send y'all a letter. Do you want to receive it? And I'm like, hell yes. Hell yes. Because through that letter lives my daughter. She lives on through that letter. No matter what you say, she lives on. In my mind, she lives on every day. But in that letter, she lives on. And she's going to continue to live on.
Hey, let me tell you something, dog. That is a special young. I mean, I ain't got to say nothing you don't know, dog, but just... And you know what, though? I mean, I know Lil Mama, so what you described as far as, like, her personality and her doing her, hey, look, we're going to wrap right there. We're not even going to get into the other part. We're going to wrap right there. Hey, Kev, real shit, dog. You already know how I feel about you, homie. Like, when I got cut from New England, dog, you looked out for me in ways that motherfuckers will never know. Because everybody think that shit be easy, shit be hard. But, dog, the way you looked out for me, speaking to me, telling me to continue, telling me to keep going, telling me that this just a stop. You will never know, dog. You will never know. That was one of the most embarrassing, even though I shouldn't have been. It was one of the hardest times where I was in discombobulation, where I ain't know what the fuck was going on. I ain't know where I was going. I ain't know who was gonna pick me up. I ain't know shit. First time going through that shit, coming in that bitch and bring your folder. You know what I mean? You seen it all the time, but when you see it and it happen to you, and dog, like, you'll never, dog, the way you talk to me, the way you lift my spirits, the way you had me to the crib and just give me that big brother shit. You know what I mean? Like, I was in my poor me's and you got me out that shit, dog. You assured me that I'ma be good. Whatever is going on right now, whatever you need, whatever with the kids, whatever. That security from you and my godfather Bruce, which is going now, which you know.
Right.
Dog, that shit meant everything to me, and it got me through, honestly, because I was in that depression shit for a minute, but it got me through that shit, dog. It got me through it because I had that love from you, that love from my family, that love from Bruce, and then my kids ultimately pushed me out that shit. But it wasn't, when I felt alone, my neck, dog, you was there. When I was in my darkest place at that time, you was there. You was there. Tish was there. Mr. G was there. All y'all was there, dog. And me to you, dog, I never, ever forget that, dog. Never. Because that was a really dark time for me. You feel me? And not knowing where your career's going, not knowing if you're going to be able to pay your kids tuition, not knowing if this, not knowing if that, and just being in limbo and not knowing where your career's going. Dude, having you there to talk, to bounce that shit off of, to get some guidance, that made everything, homie. For real.
It's funny you say that, bro. Remember what I said earlier. Everybody remember what I said earlier.
Everybody come into your life for a reason.
You can be rich in money all you want.
Damn right.
But being rich in people is a lot more important. Especially when you need them. Especially when you going through something. And I didn't know it at the time, but that's what was instilled in me by my mom and dad. What he was going through, I was going through it. My wife was going through it. That's just how we were raised. That's just how we were brought up. If you in our family, we going through it with you at the same time. Always. And that's just how it is.
That's what it is, homie. That's what it is, bro. Nothing but love for you, dog. I love you with all my heart, homie.
Appreciate that, bro. All day, every day. Same here.
Kids. All on, dog. You already know. And look, I appreciate you coming in to kick this thing off, bro. I couldn't have kicked it off any better, Kev. With you.
Man, the crazy thing is, you had me for the kickoff night. You never know. You might have me every night that you want. You might have me every night in here. Shit.
We in here. Hey, we transparent. We chop it up. Hey, we in here, baby. You already know, Kev.
I've been quiet for a while. As I have grown up, I've tried to keep negativity out of my life. So many people want me to commentate on what has happened to me. But God got me. I'm good. I don't have to commentate on it. He gonna commentate for me.
And always has. And always has, dog. Because like we always talk, like me and you don't be around, but you've always been that humble, that spiritual, and always been that damn leader. Always. I never forget when. Hey, I never forget, and I'm gonna end it here. I never forget when you came. When I came on my trip and you showed me like, okay, bro, you could go there, you could go there, you could go there, you could go over here, and you get what you want. You could go over here, you could go over here. Hey, dude, you have no idea how that's influenced me from passing it down to guys.
But that's what it was, dude.
Yeah.
That's what it was, dude.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Pass it down on to guys. That's all you expect as a grown.
Hey, even go far back as Sundays. You remember Sundays at your crib?
Man, hey, they don't understand what aspect that as a football team, like from 95 to 98 on Sundays. I don't know if they kept it going. Like you said, you might have kept it going from 95 to 98.
I know I kept it going, and then Michael Clayton kept it going. I don't know what happened after that.
On Sundays, after whatever we had going on as a football team, there was a cookout at somebody's house, somebody's apartment.
Yours.
Mostly mine, to where we played cards, played dominoes, watched TV, and just chilled as a football team.
Let me set the scenery though. So, Kev had an upstairs apartment, and downstairs, I think it only had a tub.
Yeah.
Dog. We used to fill the tub up with ice and liquor. Ice, liquor, beer. That damn tub used to be so high. Somebody be outside barbecuing, dominoes, spades, woo-doo. But the good part about it, dog, it was everybody.
Team camaraderie.
Everybody. It was freshmen, juniors, seniors. It ain't matter. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't one of them cats that like, oh, nah, I only fuck with seniors or juniors. You know what I'm saying? Nah, y'all freshmen gotta go do y'all own thing. It was boom. You know what I mean? And like I tried to keep it going. When I left, I kept it going, and Michael Clayton kept it going. But it was like a thing. You know, on Sundays, everybody come to somebody's house, chill, get together. You know what I mean? Run it, and then next week, get yourself together and go do your thing. You started that. That was dope. That was dope. I know Mike did it. I know Marcus Spears did it after you. So it kept going for a while. I don't know how long, but it kept going. It was a good thing, bro.
Where that next guy at? I'm looking for you. I'm waiting for you. Invite me. Invite us. We in the building. Trust.
Invite the whole team.
We coming.
We coming.
We coming for real.
Hey, even if you need a crib, yeah, I got one for you. Holler at me.
Hey, we can put the next one up. We can
put it together now.
Yeah, we can put it together and get that thing going back in the right way. Because I tell people all the time, and it was even like this in New England when we were winning. Like, guys hung out, man. Guys loved each other. Guys, like, went to each other's event. Guys hung out. Guys had a cookout. It was awesome, dude.
Same thing he talking about was the same thing that happened in New England on Mondays. It might have been just a little different. But it happened on Mondays because we played on Sundays. So, it's just the thing about, you know.
You can paint the scenery for that one.
Oh, nah.
Oh, you don't want that picture painted, bro.
That was
I don't. Hey, that's one of them that you need to keep concealed.
Boy, that was
I can tell you a little, just a little piece of it, a little snippet of it. In New England, I had a basement, and in my basement, I had a 10 by 10 room in there, and we had a table in there. It was like a recording studio, and we had a table in there, and we played cards, drank in there, and we just closed the door. Imagine.
You close the door, and there's a bet. See who comes out first.
And it could be like we get back from games at 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Could be at that time.
And guys are like, "Yeah, we going to the basement? Let's go, bro. Let's go." And we got meetings at 12 the next day. We might not get out of the basement till like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
For real. Hey, and boy, you go down in that basement, and you know you better drop that bread, cause you got to see who gonna last, boy. Come on.
All right, you're going a little too far now. Let it go now. Let it go now.
I tapped out many times, boy. Goodness gracious. gracious. Hey, but those were the times I missed, cuz. Like, those were the times I missed with P. Pass and the boys and J. Red. That, like, those were the times that was, like, cool. And then you went out and whooped some ass. And then you came back and hung out. That was the fun times, bro. Like,
that's what made it all worth it.
Yeah,
that's what made it all work. The team camaraderie.
That shit was cool as fuck too, staying down the street from you. Like, just being 10 minutes away.
Oh, that's the crazy thing. Nobody understand that. Like, we live like 10 minutes from the stadium.
Literally.
Like, I live 5.
Yeah, I was 10.
He lived 10. I was 5, maybe 3 minutes from the stadium.
Yeah, you was real close.
So you could walk to the stadium.
Yeah, I could have walked to the stadium.
Didn't it?
But yeah, I could have walked to the stadium. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, you could have. You could have walked straight down 1. Hey, man, hey, I couldn't even imagine.
Hold on, Ro. I'm going to just let you know, I just checked my watch, okay? My wife just told me, let Ro know we love him, but it's time for him to come home.
Hey, sis, I got you. Hey, we want to thank my dog for coming in, man. I got to do what wifey just said because that's my big sister, and I obey. We're going to be back next week. Kev, I appreciate you coming in. Jay, OP, Stewie, appreciate y'all. Great first jump off. Can't wait till we get in our studio and be able to show the aesthetics and everything like that.
Hey, not to interrupt you, but I might be a part of the staff after tonight. Just letting you know. So y'all gonna have to give me a microphone at some point. You know what I'm saying? In between you, OP, and you know what I'm saying? I don't mind sitting down on the couch now. I can be cool.
We'll get you one with all eyes on 3 on it.
Ooh, that's what I need. Hey, the crazy thing is, I got a Pac sweatshirt that I was about to wear today, and I was like, it's too hot to wear the sweatshirt.
But you should you had to put on for the aesthetic.
On me.
We gotta bring it back when Rock come, dog. We gotta bring it back when Rock come.
You say Rock coming next week, right?
Yeah.
Hold on. One more question. What made you do that? What made you shave the all eyes on 3 in that?
Well,
the album.
It's crazy because I was reading on a post. Somebody had posted. I need to ask the question: who is your barber that put all eyes on 3 in the back of your head? And his name is Harrison Senegal, nicknamed Blue.
Hey.
From Lafayette, and he's cold. He still got it going on.
Hey, yeah, cold. But hold on, dog. You can't shout out your barber and shout out mine. Pull the way you at, baby. I gotta shout out my barber too.
My bad, bro. I just read a post, and I'm just answering the post.
Yeah, I know. He gonna be like, how you let him shout out barber on there? You ain't shot me. I pulled a shout out my dog. You the big dog since 97.
Hey, right now, I really don't have no barber no more because everything is bald. I do it on my own.
I got a little wild.
Shout out, little bro. Appreciate the razor line and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
What is that, Rick?
Yeah, you already know.
Shout out to my dog, Rick, man. I remember back in the day, me and Rick used to hoop it up, dog. That was my dog right there. Me and Rick used to get it in.
If you'd have seen me a couple of weeks ago, boy, that line was all crazy, man.
Rick got you straight.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, shout out to Rick, man. Tish, he coming home. I'm sorry. He the one prolonging it, though, Tish. You know. He coming home, though.
Hey, the crazy thing is, babe, I might be going down the street from the house when I get back in town. So, I holler.
Hey, and we gonna holler too, man. Listen, for Stu, J, OP, the big homie, big brother Kev, we gonna see y'all next week, man. We out.